When the book starts talking about the two forms of the equation, of linear equations, and they talk about slope-intercept form and standard form, um, they're really just talking about these equations that we've been working with that have both an x and a y variable. So if you notice in the slope-intercept form, there's your x, there's your y, m is just the coefficient on the x, and b is a constant or just a regular old number. And then if you look at this form of the equation, ax plus by is equal to c, well, again, here's your x, here's your y. A is just the coefficient on the x term, and b is just the coefficient on the y term. C is just some number. So a, b, and c are all just numbers. And if you think about the coefficient on this y term right here, it's 1. Okay, so there's no big mystery here. And in the last chapter, we talked about how to isolate an equation for a variable. So if we look at this equation, 2x plus y is equal to 5. First of all, you'll notice that's in standard form. And so, what if we would like to get it in slope-intercept form? All we have to do is isolate the y. Get y on one side all by itself, and we will have our equation in slope-intercept form. So if you look at this, we've got 2x plus y is equal to 5. And to get y by itself, well, what's hanging out here, keeping y from being by itself, is this 2x. It's positive, which means it's added, so we will just subtract 2x to get rid of it over here and get it moved over here. Minus 2x on both sides. We'll end up with y is equal to a negative 2x plus 5. Now we could have written 5 minus 2x, but since we were trying to get this in slope-intercept form anyway, we want our x term to come first. Okay, so that was pretty easy to do. Now let's look at this next equation. We've got negative 5x plus 3y is equal to 15. Again, you notice this is in standard form. Negative 5 is the A, 3 is the B, and C is 15. So, if we want to get this one in slope-intercept form, and slope-intercept form really is a much handier form of the equation. So anyway, okay, if we want to get this one in slope-intercept form, again, we're going to isolate the y. To isolate the y, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to subtract that, or add, in this case, the x term first. Sometimes, okay, so here we have minus 5x, so we're going to have plus 5x on both sides. Okay, sometimes people are tempted to break up this last y term, or this only y term first. Don't do that. Remember, that's the last thing you want to do in solving any equation, is to break up your last variable term. Okay, so that's going to leave us with 3y is equal to, it's a positive 5x or plus 5x plus 15. Okay, now all we need to do is get y completely by itself, and we know that to get y by itself, we need to divide by 3. And if we're going to divide by 3 on this side, we have to divide by 3 on this side. So if you think about it, we have to divide each term by 3. Okay, those 3's cancel, and we'll have y is equal to, okay, we have 5x over 3. Now, if you think about 5x x over 3. Well, if we had, say, 5/3 times x times the whole number x, and we were going to do that multiplication, we'd just put x over 1, and then we would multiply and have 5x over 3. So you can see that 5x over 3 is the same thing as 5/3 x times the whole number x plus 5. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay, there we have our equation in slope-intercept form.